like I just thought it was just so crazy. Like I was explaining it like all over again about how like he wanted to take out Escalade to avenge his father, but all he had to do was just forgive him and let it go. And it's so sad how sometimes we can like allow something so traumatic to affect us to the point to where we stay stuck in that circumstance and we don't allow ourselves to forgive, to set our own self free from what is keeping us trapped or stuck in that place where we were traumatized. And that's what I feel like happened to him, because say if Escalade like just happened to just die earlier, he wouldn't have had a goal to literally want to murk him for his father anymore, and he would have had to find a new identity within himself. It's like his identity got lost within wanting to seek revenge for his father when all he had to do was just forgive and move on, because Escalade ended up dying, yet he was still stuck in that place of not forgiving him. And even when Escalade was dying, Escalade was saying like, "Kid, become a true warrior. Be the man you're supposed to be. Don't allow this situation or what happened and transpired between me and your father to overcome you and for you not to see who you really truly are." Because I feel like he did lose that beautiful part of himself, that happy-go-lucky, bubbly personality, and knowing that you don't have any enemies, knowing that a true warrior isn't one that always wields a sword and is murking a whole bunch of people. A true warrior is someone who stands up for something and stands up for something that is right. That's what his father installed into him. You feel me? And that's why I also feel like that's why his father left like the war, because he saw and he was able to see like how much he was losing himself with taking so many lives. You get what I'm saying? And you become so numb and so desensitized. Like that's how much his son was murking people, to the point to where he got desensitized, and the only times that he woke back up to himself or seen or felt true emotions was when his father was mentioned, or like his family was mentioned. So it's just like, and then here's another thing. He could have been taken out of that predicament, but he always wanted to go back to it. So it's like it's like his nervous system didn't feel safe with being able to be not that person that he became anymore, because he was so stuck in it that he didn't think or see another way out of it besides Escalade dying to release him from this burden of trying to seek revenge on his father. If Escalade never died, he would have never been able to move on and grow and really grieve and mourn the loss of his father, because that grief and mourning part, he never grieved. Of course he cried, he was sad, but his crying was coming from a place of anger and from pain of seeing his father die in front of his eyes. It wasn't from a place of like even his sister, when his sister found out her father passed away, she was working extra hard. She was just keeping herself busy so that she didn't have to focus on the pain of the loss of losing her father, of actually grieving and mourning. It was like she was trying to distract herself from actually seeing the reality of my father is gone. And that's what happened to him with Escalade. I feel like Escalade being alive was a permanent like sketch in his brain that I have to seek revenge and that my only mourning will come once this man dies. But that was not true. And even when Escalade was dying and talking to him in his last breath, he was like, "Kid, after I am gone, you have to learn how to like grief and realize your father is gone. He's not coming back. Even if you were to murk me, nothing is going to change. He is gone. 11 years has passed by. You wasted 11 years trying to seek revenge on a man that is no longer here. Your father would not want you to keep like literally going back to something or staying in something that I'm trying to bring you out of. Even when he was in like the town with like the king and stuff, who of the whole regime of the like Vikings who were like fighting over territory, he ended up running into the old man from his childhood, and the old man from his childhood made a vow that he would find Thor's son and bring him back home. You feel me? Because he felt guilty at the fact that he couldn't find him, and then at the fact that he allowed him to just disappear. So that was sitting on his conscience. But also when he got to see him again, Thorfinn didn't want to leave. He had an opportunity to leave and to let it go and to heal, but it's like sometimes we get so accustomed to sitting in that trauma or sitting in that sadness or sitting in that pain that it feels so comfortable then to let it go and to release it. And that's why I felt like it was just so spiritual to me. Like sometimes we'll be in situations where we have a way to escape or get out, but we feel so comfortable in sitting in that pain instead of healing and working through it. You get what I'm saying? Like it was just so spiritual to me. And I finished season 1 and now I'm heading into season 2. I'm kind of into season like episode 1 of season 2. I'm not really feeling it as much, but that's how I felt about season 1. And that's even more funny because sometimes you don't be feeling like, letting go, or you don't feel like releasing, or you don't feel like allowing yourself to grieve, but like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't want to overly explain, but you have to watch Vinland Sage. It's really, really good, especially because it touches on, like, you feel me, the duality of, you feel me, because it has to do with Christianity as well, and like how the Vikings, you feel me, they believe in like the gods Odin, like Zeus, you feel me, and like they didn't bring up Poseidon, so I'm not gonna bring him up. He wasn't like a main candidate, but you know what I'm saying? Like they believe in that stuff, and they would like harass and terrorize, like, you feel me, the Christian like people and stuff. But it kind of showed like the duality of what can happen to you, you feel me, without having remorse, without allowing yourself to grieve, without allowing yourself to mourn and feel those feelings and trying to suppress them and act like everything is okay. Even though you're saying everything is okay and you're moving on your day-to-day life, like you're internally like crippling yourself in a sense, because you literally, each episode you see the light from his eyes literally like die in every episode because of how many people he's like taking with his sword. So that was just so deep to me. That's why I love anime, and my mom, she'd be like, I don't know how you got into this. I'm like, anime is just so spiritual to me, because sometimes, like, I promise you, in my deepest and darkest phases in life, I really feel like anime like kept me going, honestly, and brought so much different enlightenment and seeing things from a different perspective. For anyone who's going through anything, watch Black Clover. Black Clover literally got me through my whole like sadness phase. I call it my melancholy phase. So I try not to say depression, because I know what that feels like when I was younger, and I haven't felt like that in a long time, thank you to God. But it's human. You can feel sad and feel those emotions, and it's like he tried to mask the fact that he was hurt all these years. She tried to mask the fact that he missed his father, you feel me? And the only way he felt connected to his father was using the sword, was taking someone else's life to try to emulate his father. But that's not what his father wanted. You feel me? His father did like a whole 180 because he saw that this wasn't right. And then also, this was pointless. It's a pointless war. It's a pointless battle. Y'all don't even really know what y'all are fighting for. For real, for real. Y'all are just fighting over land, but there's what's the real purpose besides just land? And it's so crazy because it correlates to what's going on right now with war. That's why I'm like, watch Vinland Sage. It's so good. It's literally so good. Mind blown, eyes open. Like, it's so good.